Coming up in this video, guys, I'm going to be dissecting a really interesting piece of footage. A piece of footage that shows a supposed UFO flying across the surface of the moon. As always, guys, with these reaction videos, the first half of this video will be the UFO footage in its entirety from start to finish as I found it. After that, I'll be sharing my thoughts and my opinions as to what I think it is that we're looking at. So if you are interested in what I've got to say, stick around to the end, guys, and I'll be sharing a few of my thoughts after the footage. Hi guys, and welcome back to the 401 Files. My name is Ben. I create content here on the 401 Files with everything that you could possibly consider to be thought-provoking. This could include the Bigfoot phenomenon, the UK wildman, extraterrestrials and UFOs, and even the paranormal. Now if you are new here, please do consider sticking around. Hit that subscribe button, drop down in the comments box below and give this video a thumbs up. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right in. Okay guys, so this piece of footage, I want to start before I start diving into this just by giving you guys a bit of a disclaimer and making it very clear to you all that I'm a massive believer in the UFO phenomenon. I believe that Earth is being visited by intelligent beings from elsewhere in the cosmos, and I just want to put that out there right now because I know that a lot of my videos I do dissect and I do start maybe sounding or coming across like I'm a debunker, and I'm really not. I'm a huge believer and a big fan of the UFO phenomenon. However, I do like to approach all the footage that I review with a logical mindset and work in a process of elimination, which is what I'm going to do with this piece of footage, and hopefully you guys will respect that. So without further ado, guys, let's dive in and start dissecting or sharing a few of my thoughts and opinions. I want to start this by saying that the woman, whoever that was, looking through the eyepiece of this telescope was well within her rights to make that gasp, that shocked sound effect, because anybody, even myself included, looking through the eyepiece, seeing something fly seemingly past the moon would be shocked and taken back, because I guess that you just have that feeling that you found something significant, like something. You could have been looking through the eyepiece for 5-10 minutes, maybe up to an hour, and not seen anything other than the surface of the moon. Then all of a sudden something of size flies by. It is going to take your breath away and make you think, wow, what the hell was that? So I just want to start this by saying that she's well within her rights to have that reaction, as many of us would. So the second thing I'm going to mention is the distance between this object and the moon. Now, I'm not saying that this person who posted this to the internet is trying to dupe anybody or trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, because it's being put across as this UFO passing the surface of the moon, and I get that, I get why people would think that, but for me, I think this object is many miles away from the surface of the moon, and I'll explain why I think that. We're here on Earth looking through a telescope at the moon, and it's still so far away from us, yet this object that flies past is covering quite a substantial area of the moon's surface as it flies by, which indicates this is a very big object. But yet there's no cast shadow. If this was closer to the moon's surface, it would be casting a shadow on the surface of the moon that we would be able to visibly see. However, we don't see that, and that gives me my first clue as to thinking this object is much further back from the moon's surface. It's not skimming the surface like we're led to believe. There are two major downsides to this piece of footage for me, in my opinion, and the first one of them is that we just don't get long enough to see this object. Like, when it was out of the shot, did it change direction? Did it slow down speed or speed up? We just don't get enough time to see this object other than the split second it flies past the lens. The second major issue that I have with this piece of footage is that at this point it could literally be anything. It could be a satellite, it could be the International Space Station, or yes, it could possibly be a UFO with little green men or extraterrestrials flying the craft. We really don't know at this point, simply because we didn't have enough time to observe the craft in what it did after. Like normally if we get like a minute's worth of footage of a craft moving across the sky, we can pretty much make a great assumption as to what that is by what it does next. Does it change direction? Does it speed up? Does it slow down? Does it do all these things? Does it emit something from the back of the craft? Does it shine a laser? Is there any notable lights? We don't have any of this information at hand here, so it does make our life very, very difficult at this point. So in favour of this being a UFO, the shape does look very similar to the Pentagon footage that was recently released by the Navy pilots. The craft that they picked up on their radar, travelling at extremely fast speeds, did resemble this object here that's passing the lens of the telescope. It's almost disc-shaped. These are the things that I would say, is that it is a very similar shape to that footage that the Pentagon released. But beyond that, again, we're stuck for what this is because I don't have that much information at hand. So right now, other than this thing just being strange, that's literally all it can be. So what do you guys think this is? Is this the International Space Station, a satellite, or maybe it is extraterrestrial? Who knows? If you guys have got any ideas as to what this thing is, please comment below. I'm going to wrap this one up now. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for sticking this one out to the end with me. I hope you've all enjoyed this dissection of this interesting piece of footage, even if it has eluded us this time to put a name to what this is. But yeah, that's part of what we do here on the 401 Files. We don't always get answers. This is the home of thought-provoking topics. You guys have been awesome. Stay tuned, stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I will see you back on the next one.